Hello everyone, my name is Sumit and I welcome all of you to BISP self-learning video series. In this tutorial, I will be going to discuss about the modules in Python for beginners. In my existing video, I have explained about functions. So in this tutorial, we'll be going to work on modules. So basically, what are modules? So basically, modules, it allows you to logically organize your Python code. If we have got a big code and the same code I would like to access in multiple Python programs, so instead of writing the same code again and again in multiple programs, I can create a module, and that module I can import in multiple Python programs or in multiple files. It is used to group related codes into a module, make the code easier to understand and easy to use. And a module is a Python object with arbitrarily named attribute that you can bind and reference. So that's the same thing which I've explained you just now, that we can create a Python we can create a module, and that module we can access from multiple Python files. So simply, a module is a file consisting of Python code, and a module can define functions, classes, variables, and modules can also include runnable code. So we can create a module which contains the functions. We can have classes, we can have variables in that module, and that module we can import into any other Python file. So let's take an example that how to create a module in Python and how to access that module in any other Python file. So let's switch to Python file first of all. So I switch to Python and I'm going to open the existing program. That's the existing code which we have created. And as you can see here in this code, uh, I have get an input from the user, and based on the input from the user, I will be going to print the result. So that's the function, that's the conditional program. So let's change this program and let's create a function, and that function will print simple name. So I'm going to create a function. So first of all, I'm going to add a comment module to print a string or print a name. Let's say print a name. So I'm going to create a function here. So to create a function, we create def and function name. So I'll give a function name function1 without parameters. There are no parameters, and I'll simple write here print, or let's say a simple and print hello. Well, let's say I enter my name print Sumit, and I'm going to save this file. So I'll save this file, save as, and save in the same folder, and I give a name to this BISP module. Now I'm going to create a new file to access this module. So I save this file. Now I'm going to create a new file, new Python file, and in that file I'm going to import this module. So you can see here I have already noted down the code. So that's the program file, a new Python file, and in this file, first of all, I have import the module. That's the name of the module. So that's the name of the file of the module file, BISP module. As you can see here, BISP module. So I use this import BISP module, and within this BISP module file, we have got a function name as function1. So I'm going to invoke this function, and because this function exists within this module BISP module file, that's why I use BISP module dot function1. This is basically to call that function. And in this scenario, when I run this program, what it will do, it will import this module, and within this module we have got a function1. So it will invoke this function, and within this function there's a print statement which will print my name. So I run it, and you can see I have got my name here. So like this, we can have we can invoke a module in a Python program. And this is a very basic example, very simple example. Now we can have multiple programs, and with any program, wherever in any Python file, if you want to call this function, if you want to use this function, you need to simply write this statement. You need to simply import the module file, and then you can invoke that function easily. So this is one of the very basic example. Let's create one more example here. So I'll just modify this, and I pass a parameter here, and I write here integer number 1 comma simple number 1 comma number 2, and here I write return number 1 comma return number 1 plus number 2. So it will return the sum of this number 1 and number 2, and within this file I'm going to import this. So let me save this, and I import this, and I'll call this function, invoke this function. So if I execute it, I'll got an error message because this function consists of two parameters. So we need to pass two parameters here, two arguments here. I'm going to pass two arguments, two parameters. So I write here 10 comma 20, and if I again execute it, save and execute it, you can see there is no output because we have invoked the function, but we didn't display it, we didn't print it. So we need to invoke this function, or if I want to invoke this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to invoke this function, and whatever value, whatever result it will return, or this module will return, I'm going to save it in a variable. So as you can see here, I have mentioned here var is equal to BISP module dot function 1 10 comma 20. So this 10 comma 20, this 10 and this 20 will saved in number 1 and number 2. So this 10 will go into number 1, this 20 will go saved into number 2. Then it will return number 1 plus number 2. So it will add them 10 plus 20. It will return, the result will be 30, and it will return 30. That 30 will store into this variable, and then we can use that variable. We can use that result value in any other manipulation, or we can simply print it. So I simply print it. Let me erase all drawing and let's test it. So when I execute it, I'll got the output 30. So, or we can simply print here result is equal to comma. Now if you want to invoke it multiple times, so as you can see here, I would like to invoke the same function multiple times from that module. So I call it multiple times and pass different values here. Obviously you can use the input statement to get the values from the user, and then you can invoke this function from that module. So when I execute this, I'll get the three different output. One is 30 because 10 plus 20 is 30. Then another is 300, and another is the final one will be 230. So like this we can call an module, and this is the one example. Let's suppose if I remove this and I simply execute it, so I'll get an output here 30. Now if I want to invoke this module from any other Python file, so I have already created a file here. So I'll open this file, and as you can see here, I have already invoked the module here as well, BISP module. So this module I have invoked here as well, and in this two files. So I'm invoking the same module file within two Python files by using import statement, and I'm passing two different values here in this function. In this function one, I'm passing two different values. In one, I have passed 1020. In another, from another file, I have passed 100 and 200. So we can say that there are multiple users. They are invoking the same module. They can use the same functions, but they have their own functionality. They will get the different output. So that's about the modules. So I'm done with my tutorial. So I hope this tutorial makes you understand about the modules in Python. If you have any queries, you can visit our website www.bisptrainings.com. For a customized training on Python, you can visit our website or you can contact to us. For more videos on Python, you can subscribe our YouTube channel. Till then, have a nice day ahead. Goodbye.